Magic is what we all wish for to happen in our life. Do you love the movie Cinderella like me? Well, in real life you can also create magic. Use the trick. Write down all the real-time challenges you face and deal with. Just change the challenge statement into positive statements. If you struggle with getting up early in the morning, then write a positive statement such as, I get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. every day. Once you write these statements, get ready to witness magic and confidence. You will be surprised that just by writing these statements, there is a shift in the way you think, and that suddenly you feel more powerful and positive. Write down all the real-time challenges you face and deal with. Just change the challenge statement into positive statements. If you struggle with getting up early in the morning, then write a positive statement such as, I get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. every day. If you struggle with getting up early in the morning, then write a positive statement such as, I get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. every day. If you struggle with getting up early in the morning, then write a positive statement such as, I get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. every day. You'll be surprised that just by writing these statements, there is a shift in the way you think, and that suddenly you feel more powerful and positive. One, two, three, four. Consider the seemingly simple question: how many senses are there? Aristotle wrote that there are 5 in both humans and animals: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. However, there are reasons to doubt it for a start. Aristotle missed a few in humans: the perception of your own body, which is different from touch; the sense of balance, which has links to both touch and vision. Other animals have senses that are even harder to categorize. Many vertebrates have a different sense system for detecting odors. Some snakes can detect the body heat of their prey. These examples tell us senses cannot be clearly divided into a limited number of specific kinds. These examples tell us senses cannot be clearly divided into a limited number of specific kinds. Instead of trying to push animal senses into Aristotelian buckets, we should study them for what they are. Instead of trying to push animal senses into Aristotelian buckets, We should study them for what they are.
When we think of leaders, we may think of people such as Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King Jr. If you consider the historical importance and far-reaching influence of these individuals, leadership might seem like a noble and high goal. But like all of us, these people started out as students, workers, and citizens who possessed ideas about how some aspect of daily life could be improved on a larger scale. We all have the potential to be leaders, regardless of age or experience. Through diligence and experience, they improved upon their ideas by sharing them with others, seeking their opinions and feedback, constantly looking for the best way to accomplish goals for a group. We all have the potential to be leaders, regardless of age or experience. We all have the potential to be leaders, regardless of age or experience. Working around the whole painting, rather than concentrating on one area at a time, will mean you can stop at any point, and the painting can be considered finished. Artists often find it difficult to know when to stop painting. It can be tempting to keep on adding more to your work. It is important to take a few steps back from the painting, from time to time, to assess your progress. Putting too much into a painting can spoil its impact and leave it looking overworked. If you find yourself struggling to decide whether you have finished, take a break and come back to it later with fresh eyes. It is important to take a few steps back from the painting, from time to time, to assess your progress. It is important to take a few steps back from the painting, from time to time, to assess your progress. Then you can decide whether any areas of your painting would benefit from further refinement. If you find yourself struggling to decide whether you have finished, take a break and come back to it later with fresh eyes.
is to human beings. Work that provides a sense of fulfillment and empowerment. Those who have found deeper meaning in their careers find their days much more energizing, satisfying. Count their employment as one of the greatest sources of joy and pride. Sonia has conducted numerous workplace studies, showing that when people are more fulfilled on the job, they not only produce higher quality work and a greater output, but also generally earn higher incomes. Those most satisfied with their work are also much more likely to be happier with their lives overall. Jessica found that those who took greater satisfaction from their work were 150% more likely to have a happier life overall. It would be hard to overstate how important meaningful work is to human beings. Work that provides a sense of fulfillment and empowerment. Rates of speed at which one is traveling will greatly determine the ability to process detail in the environment. In evolutionary terms, human senses are adapted to the speed at which humans move through space under their own power while walking. Our ability to distinguish detail in the environment is therefore ideally suited to movements. To the speed at which humans move through space under their own power while walking. Our ability to distinguish detail in the environment is therefore ideally suited to movement. At speeds of perhaps 5 miles per hour and under, the fastest users of the streets, motorists, therefore have a much more limited ability to process details along the street. A motorist simply has no time or ability to appreciate design details along the way. On the other hand, pedestrian travel, being much slower, allows for the appreciation of environmental detail. Joggers and bicyclists fall somewhere in between these polar opposites of speed. While they travel faster than pedestrians, their rate of speed is ordinarily much slower, slower than that of the typical motorist, allowing them to see more of the world as they move through space and time at a pace that's more refined. The rate of speed at which one is traveling will greatly determine the ability to process detail in the environment. In evolutionary terms, human senses are adapted.
Every species has certain climatic requirements, what degree of heat or cold it can endure. When the climate changes, the places that satisfy those requirements change too. Species are forced to follow, species are forced to follow. Creatures are capable of some degree of movement. Even creatures that appear immobile, like trees and barnacles, are capable of dispersal at some degree. movement. Even creatures that appear immobile, like trees and barnacles, are capable of dispersal at some stage of their life. Species are forced to follow. Species are forced to follow. All creatures are capable of some degree of movement. As a seed, in the case of a tree, or as a larva, in the case of the barnacle. As a seed, in the case of a tree, or as a larva, in the case of the barnacle. A creature must get from the place it is born, often occupied by its parents, to a place where it can survive, grow and reproduce. From fossil scientists know that even creatures like trees moved with surprising speed during past periods of climate change.
A respectable boss would say, I made it a point to discourage my staff from speaking up. And I maintain a culture that prevents disagreeing viewpoints from ever getting heard. If anything, most bosses even say that they are pro-dissent. What they're really telling you is what you must do.